UFC 305, August 17th, next week, maybe this week by the time we post it. But with me today, fighting on the card, Dan Hooker. Dan, how we doing, man?
Yeah, not too bad, Jake.
And I mean, like, what the hell you been up to all year, man? Haven't seen you in the octagon in over a year now.
Besides drawing on myself, no, I have been in the gym. I have been training. I've managed to get pretty much damn near full training camp in there for the Bobby Green fight. But yeah, it's the way things go. I was broke my arm in pretty much my last sparring session before the fight, so had to get it a bit rescheduled. So a lot of like rehab and stuff involved. But yeah, there's been a lot of time just spent in the gym and upskilling.
And all healthy, good to go now, I assume.
Oh, we're 100%, mate. We're good to go.
I mean,
Million bucks.
you've been posting some pics, man. You're looking shredded.
Yo, I had one fellow accuse me of steroids, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna take that as a compliment there, mate. I'm not gonna
No more USADA, am I right?
I'm not gonna tilt my head at that. I'll take that right as a compliment.
And then this one's in Australia. Does that still get you hype or not as much as New Zealand? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, there's a lot of Kiwis in Perth, brother. There's a lot of Kiwis in Australia, but in Perth, there's so many people heading over for the fight. You know, having my teammates on the card. It's gonna feel like a home game for sure.
And Mateusz Gamrot, top five opponent there. I want your thoughts on him, but I also want to know he's clearly a wrestler. Some fans call him boring. Some fans call him a wet blanket of a fighter who lays on top of people. So, how do you feel about that? Because I know you like to throw hands and kickbox a little bit.
Yeah, like that's the funny thing about it. People kind of saying it's a bad matchup, but I feel like a bad matchup for a striker is another striker because you know you're gonna smash your shins to bits. You know you're gonna get punched and kick and get into an absolute dogfight. So it's not necessarily that to me is a bad, not necessarily bad stylistic matchup, but a more dangerous stylistic matchup. You know, for pretty much my entire MMA career, it's been this kind of style to deal with guys trying to put you on your back just because of how tall I am, how long I am, and being able to knock people out. Yeah, this is the most common problem that I've had to face in my career. And if we're talking about the UFC and getting out grappled, it's like, well, yeah, I come off the couch and Islam Makhachev um, got the best of me. But you know, like to say that that qualifies you as rubbish grapplers, it's not the it's not the worst thing in the world.
No, totally, man. And I mean, it's MMA after all, as they say. But like I said, Gamrot's top five. He is number five right now. So you win. You take his spot. You jump to the top five. You assume.
Oh, that's the way that the game works, brother. Like besides Arman, who's next in line for a title shot, and that's very well deserved after his win over Oliveira. The next guy on a win streak in that top five is Gamrot. So it's like he's the next, like besides that next title fight between Islam and Arman, potentially that's the next guy on a win streak. So you cannot, like, we all know that there's a lot of rumors out there, but you cannot fight for a belt coming off a loss, brother. That's just you can't go into the biggest fight in the world coming off a loss. Like that's just a bad sell. So yeah, you get by Gamrot, that puts you as the one of the next guys in line.
And with a win, you get that top five. I mean, how many more you think you need until you get that shot? Maybe one, two. What are your thoughts?
That's the beauty of the top five, brother, is that it can come at any time. At that point, that's why the top five is such a priority and so important, because once you're in the top five, you're in title contention. And we've seen it so many times. Guys get hurt, guys slip on banana peels, and the number five will get a shot. Like you can look at the flyweight division, the number 11 just got a title shot. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So to say that top being the number five in the world and on a 3-fight win streak wouldn't warrant a title shot would be a bit of a farce.
And who do you got, Islam or Armin? And I guess maybe who do you prefer, or how does that fight go when you get there?
Oh, I would obviously prefer Islam,
You want that
like to get
redemption?
that back, but yeah, me and old Arman have been chirping away at each other for a few years now, so I can't say that wouldn't be a fun build up to the fight either. So regardless, like they're both two very skilled fighters. Yeah, they're tough matchups, but that's why we play the game, I guess.
And I'm going to give you another name too, just because I'm having fun with hypotheticals. And this guy, you might know him from Show Me the Money podcast. He's actually a part of Home of Fight where the interview is. Renato Moicano, Money Moicano. You guys chirped before. He said recently after this, he wants either you or Patty. Is that a fight you could ever entertain?
Well, then that's you can kind of see where he's at. You know what I mean? Like for him to, I called him out for this Perth fight, and he said there's too high a taxes. He doesn't want to make. Mate, he's paying the exact same amount of tax, um, pissing off over to France. So I really don't understand what he's going about. You can look up for the amount we earn, the tax rate in Perth and the tax rate in France are exactly the same. So I don't know what. Yeah, he's fighting a guy coming off a loss, and he's also called out Paddy Pimp. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about fights of Gamrot and then title eliminators. This guy's kind of treading water, I guess, outside of the top 10.
And then why'd you post this Oliveira announcement? What was up with that?
Oh, just kicking a bit of a hornet's nest, brother. That was pretty much the only guy I hadn't called out yet. No, that was actually I didn't actually post it. They flew me over to Australia for like a big show over there, like a Fox Sports show, and they had me on the Fox Sports show, and the host is Alexander Volkanovski. And then they were sitting there, and then they were asking, "Oh, Dan, you got any news for us for Perth?" And I thought, well, as the shit stir I am, I thought, why not just announce it on live television? That'll 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 rustle a few feathers. So it's more that's just more of my that's more of a shit stir, but hey, it it draws a reaction. You know what I mean? I feel like from that the UFC saw the buzz around having me as a part of the card, and then from that buzz they were like, well, maybe we actually need to crack the whip and get this guy a serious fight that the fans want to see, and add a little bit more spice and a little bit more firepower to this Perth card. So yeah, you can say what it was, like I made it up or this and that, but hey, I got what I wanted out of it.
Hey, trick me, and more importantly, got people talking, like you said. So you got your big fight, anyways, Dan. And you mentioned the tattoos earlier. I see one poking out there. A lot of fans have been asking me this too. They've been saying, "Hey, ask him why the tattoos. Where are they coming from? They look great, but what sparked the motivation to get them all?"
I just kind of fell into it, to be
Yep.
honest. I have a lot of very good friends that I've known for a long time that are just very skilled tattoo artists, and it just kind of one thing led to another. It was kind of on a whim. My first one I got on my back, or the and then I was like, well, I can't just have one on my back. And then so I went in, and my other friend Rod, I just went down, sat in the chair. I went in for a much smaller tattoo, and then I ended up with both feet and both legs. Tattoo. I actually went around to get like a small tattoo around each of my ankles. Like that's what I went in to his studio for, and I walked out with my whole shin and my whole foot and ankle absolutely covered. And then that's what I had in my last fight was my back and my shins. And then I was like, well, that looks a bit silly. You know what I mean? I need something in the middle, or something either side. So it's just, I guess it's like anyone with tattoos. Once you start getting something, you need to get it to the point where it starts to make sense. I guess
I
we're
get
not
it.
finished yet either, so it's work in progress.
You ever gonna go face or head?
No. I'll give me a poor mother a heart attack.
And Dan, I got two more for you if you got the time for it. And number
Yeah.
one, just saw a video of I don't know, maybe it wasn't, but looked like you throwing a drink at some absolutely heavyweight fan at some sporting event. What happened there?
Oh, just a bit of banter between me and the Cobb. We were there supporting the New Zealand Warriors. We were getting absolutely pumped by the Eels, and that bloke there was like he's standing up, and then me and him would just started spraying each other. I'm just going, sit down. I've had enough of your stuff. And then every time they would score, he's turning around and he's rubbing it in, and he's going, "How you like that, Hangman? How you like that?" So it's just like I don't know what you guys go to the rugby for, but I go there to get into a bit of a spraying match with fans. And then I was going, this is your last warning, mate. Or the projectiles and stuff. Nah, but it was like good banter. He messaged me after the fight. I mean, after the he messaged me after, and he was just like, "Mate, enjoyed the banter." I said, "Loved it, brother." I said, I have to. I said, "I'm gonna have to buy him a ticket next time where we can sit next to each other, and we can just spray each other, sit next to each other." So I've made a new friend. I follow him on Instagram now. We're friends now. And yeah, I got a mate next time I go to the game. That's a good sport.
Is that just how the Kiwis get down? They got to slug it out of the game a little bit, then they're best buds?
Oh well, that's how I get. That's how I get down, brother. He got the joke. That's the only thing that matters.
Oh, that's great, man. And my last thing, Dan, I want to do something fun here real quick. All right. It's a little segment I got called Punch, Ink, or Drink. I'm going to give you a name of a fighter, and you tell me if you'd rather one, punch him in the face, two, grab a drink with him, or three, give him a tattoo of your choosing. It can be good, bad, ugly, whatever you want it to be. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
All right. We're going to start with a former opponent, Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Oh, we can have a drink.
Love it. What
I
about
don't think he drinks. I don't think he drinks, but I don't have a drink.
What about your buddy Israel Adesanya?
Oh, that's a drink, brother.
And then a little harder now, Renato Moicano.
Punch. 100% punch.
Islam Makhachev.
Punch.
This one, I think I know the answer. Mateusz Gamrot.
Gamrot. Punch and then a drink.
Respect that. What about Patty? They call him the Batty Pimblett.
Paddy the Batty Pimblet. Headbutt.
And then this one's a little bonus for you. Who would you rather get a drink with? Because they're both in the news lately. John Jones or Tom Aspinall?
Ooh. Johnny Bones looks like a good time, mate. I don't think I could I think me and old Johnny we'd have a good night. But Tom's a good bloke. Tom.
And then you froze up there for a second. But I got you back. I heard you. I just couldn't see you. Last one, just because I mentioned Dustin earlier. Do you think your guys' fight ever gets into the Hall of Fame? It's one of my favorite fights of all time.
Oh, I'm not the old man. We didn't even get fight of the year, so I don't know how we go.
It was tough though, because you had Wei Lee and Joanna like right there too, you know?
Yeah. Nah. Oh, we'll see, man. Like those are the things that it's up to the fans and stuff like that. Obviously appreciate all the messages. I still get messages every single day about that fight. So yeah, it's pretty cool how important it was to the fans. But yeah, I'd obviously be stoked with that, but we'll see.
And Dan, you're currently a little bit frozen video wise, which is good. We're at the end of the interview. We can still hear you. So that being said, anything you'd like to say to all the people watching the interview and all your supporters around the world? If so, take it away.
Nah, appreciate it, Jake. Appreciate the time. Appreciate all the support. Thanks, boys. Look forward to next weekend. We're back in action.
You heard it here first. Back in action, Dan, the Hangman Hooker. Thank you so much, Dan. Kick some ass, all right?